Yow, what's up everybody, Humble RS3 here. Welcome to the third episode of my Prepare for Legacy Mode series. In this episode, I'll be discussing some good items to invest in and merchant on while Legacy Mode is coming closer and closer to its release date. The price of these items will most likely raise, but of course there's always the possibility that they do crash or you merchant them poorly and it doesn't work out very well and you result in a money loss. Therefore, I'm not responsible for any loss of money while following the items in this guide. And with all that said, let's go on to the first item. The first item is of course going to be the ARMADYL GODSWORD. This weapon is going to be a complete monster in Legacy Mode. It's going to have an awesome special attack just like it did before. It's also going to be great for PKing, bossing, Slayer as a special weapon, and even as just a weapon to use in general. A lot of people are going to be picking it up for these purposes, and during the RuneScape livestream where they tested the alpha stage of Legacy Mode, there was getting to be some crazy hits by the testers. They were hitting up into the 800s and around that area, so it's definitely going to be a weapon that should be in high demand with the release of Legacy Mode. The second item or group of items that would probably go up in price as Legacy Mode gets closer is going to be the Abyssal Whip and the Whip Vine. I believe it was stated by Mod Dean, don't quote me on that, I'm not very good with my Jagex mods, that the stats and the special attack of the Abyssal Vine Whip were being buffed or made better, whatever you want to call it, and the special attack for the Abyssal Vine Whip would be capable of hitting up to 9 monsters or people at a time, however you want to use it, and this would be very good for clearing a big wave of monsters while doing Slayer in a room, or maybe if you're doing some multi-PKing and you want to hit a bunch of people, if you're doing a clan battle or something along those lines, it would probably be a good weapon. And whenever something's made better, the price generally rises. Even if it's a pretty minor update, a lot of people take the hype and merchant it and flip the item for a little bit more than what they buy it for. And the Abyssal Whip would, in general, probably be a very common PK weapon. It was very mainstream before, pretty much everyone used one in the wild, and that probably is going to be the same case again. Of course, there might be some new weapons emerging with other weapons being created since the wild was very popular, but the Abyssal Whip will probably be a mainstream weapon once again, causing it to go up in price because everyone's buying it and dying with it, buying it again, etc, etc. The third group of items is going to be ROCKTAIL and Shark. These are probably the two main food items that will be used. People are going to be wanting to try out the new combat in Legacy Mode, or shall I say the old combat, whatever you want to say. But a lot of people will be trying it out, and of course if you're doing combat you need food. PKers and PVMers down food like it's nothing, so a bunch of cash flow will be happening with these items. People will be buying it, there won't be enough people fishing it to supply, and the price will probably go up. The next item is going to be all types of runes. The interesting thing with these is that they will be used for magic again. The way EOC is right now, you barely need any runes because you'll just be casting abilities most of the time, and abilities do not require the use of any runes. So a lot of people who like to runecraft are kind of upset because the price of runes aren't really that high right now. But this might give them more of a hope and a dream and a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel that runes might raise in price again, because there are no abilities in Legacy Mode, and for any type of magic you'll need runes. And Vengeance and Ice Barrage and other PK spells are going to be more popular once again, and of course these spells require runes, and with that in mind they will probably go up in price. The last item that I have for you today are Enchanted Bolts. The Enchanted Bolt specials will be very useful again for ranged because they will take the place of abilities pretty much for ranged. The Diamond Bolts will be hitting pretty high again, Ruby Bolts of course will be hitting high, and one of the interesting thing is that the Emerald Bolts E will once again work on the Corporal Beast. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, when the Corporal Beast spawns the little blackish blue cores that kind of fly around and jump on the people, you used to be able to use Emerald Bolts E and stun the cores with them, and you'll once again be able to do that, so this boss will have another aspect added to it, which would make Emerald Bolts E especially go up, and Diamond Bolts E were very popular for PKing, Emerald Bolts E as well. So if you're going to invest in these, I'd probably go with the Emerald Bolts. I think this is the most versatile one that a lot of people will be buying, and it's also going to be used for ranged PKing. These specials are going to be hitting high. Diamond Bolts E were very popular for PKing, and that sort of thing. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a like rating and a comment, as it helps the video do well and keeps me motivated to make more content for you guys. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. It really helps me out. On the screen now, you can click one or both of the images to be directed to one of my other Prepare for Legacy Mode videos. Again, thanks for watching and peace out.